Welcome everyone to a slow flow slash hatha slash yin class. I'm Katie with the Back to Basics YouTube channel. We're kind of doing a fusion class of these different types of yoga. Normally this is slow flow, but we are going to be incorporating some longer hold times for our poses as well as some activating poses. So you can expect to get some further benefits with the asanas that we're practicing this evening than you would if we're just holding them for a couple of seconds or, 10 seconds and then flowing to the next pose. Like we normally do in flow, we are going to be taking our time and allowing our bodies to open and care for themselves and to heal. That's our focus tonight. And we are going to be also targeting the whole back, the upper back, middle back, lower back, the shoulders, and indirectly the neck. Some of the asanas that we're going to be doing will have indirect benefits on the neck. So if you happen to have nerve pain in your neck, if you pull a muscle in your neck, if you slept on your neck wrong, if you've got pain when you move your head, anything like that, this should be a good class for you to get some relief with that without doing any of the normal things that we do to relieve the neck, like dropping one ear down to a shoulder, rolling the neck, looking up or down. We're going to kind of let the neck be tonight and let the other poses benefit the neck and bring some relief to the neck. So all that being said, we are going to need just two props, two blocks, or a cushion or bolster, as well as an optional blanket. If you would like to have your knees padded, we are going to be doing some poses on the knees. And spoiler alert, we're also going to be doing pigeon. So if there's props that you really like for pigeon, then you can set yourself up for success there by grabbing those props. And to begin, you can go ahead and make yourself comfortable on your mat. We're going to start off in an easy cross-legged position and take a moment to shift your hips and find a spot where your back is comfortable. We are going to be lengthening our back, dropping our shoulders down, and really allowing our spine to become long here. And opening up just a little bit, pushing the chest forward. Feel free to close your eyes at this point and begin to observe your breath. Have you taken a deep breath yet today? If you haven't, now is your chance. Taking a deep cleansing breath. And exhale through the mouth. Let go of any stress, let go of any worries, and allow this next hour to be for you, for your self-care and for your self-love. Bring your focus inward and notice if there's any places in your body that you're holding on to tension. Notice if there's any places in your body that could use a little extra TLC this evening. And notice your energy as well. Are there any places in your energy body that could use some love, that could use some attention? And keeping all of this in mind, with your next breath in, you may set an intention that would serve your practice tonight. You may speak that intention to yourself in a positive, affirmative sense. If you're saying to yourself, I don't want stress anymore, I don't want pain in my upper back anymore, your affirmation, your intention might be, I invite freedom and healing into my upper back. I invite relief into my upper back. I invite release into my emotions. I invite peace and love into my heart, in my soul, and in my mind. And whatever that intention might be for you, take a big inhale and move your arms out into a T. Invite that intention in. And then exhale, bring your hands to prayer in front of your heart, bringing that intention in towards your heart, holding it here. Beautiful, beautiful job. Take another breath in. And as you do, you may reach your arms up, being mindful if there's any tightness as you reach up. Feel free to bend your elbows and adjust if you need to. And then exhale, we're going to bring the elbows to cross in front of the body. Right elbow comes on top of the left. We're going to bring our hands together and then lift up our fingertips, Garudasana arms. The higher up you lift your fingers here, the more stretch you're going to get in your upper back, in your shoulders. And I invite you to take it slow. Finding the most comfortable place at first in this position. And if your body's inviting you to go deeper, then by all means, feel free. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Breathe out now and lower your arms down. Take a big cleansing inhale and release, letting go of that asana. Preparing to shift into our next pose. We're going to stack the knees in front, bringing the left knee underneath the right. Right knee's going to come on top. And as we stack our knees, we're going to flex our feet. We did half Garudasana with the arms. Now we're doing half cow face pose with the legs. So feel free to find a comfortable position here. And if it feels okay for you, you can gently lower down and find a comfortable point of rest. Being mindful of your neck, making sure the back of the neck is long. Tucking the chin under just a bit. As you take your next inhale, you may lift yourself back up if you were folded forward. We're going to come back to crossed legs. This time we're going to switch the direction of the legs. If you had your right leg in front before, bring your left leg in front now. And then we're going to inhale, bring our arms up once more. And then bring left elbow on top of right, finding Garudasana arms. Focusing on the left shoulder. Notice how this side feels. It might be a little bit more open or a little bit more tight than the other side. And you can adjust your hands as needed. If they need to be a little bit lower on this side, they can. If they need to be up a little bit higher, they can. Take a couple more breaths where you're at. And exhale to release your arms down. Take a short pause, a little breather. I like to leave little spaces between poses just to notice what exactly they're doing for the body, not just the physical body, but for the energy body as well. You might feel your energy shift just a bit as we start opening up through these different asanas. Now we're going to bring our knees stacked in front again, taking right knee underneath left, feet flex. If you find that your left hip is floating up a little bit, you can bring your left knee over to the left just a little bit. It may not stack symmetrically over the right knee, and that is okay. We're going to take an inhale to lengthen up through the back. And either stay or exhale, come forward and fold. You may take an inhale and then come on up. We're going to unstack our knees, and then the legs are going to come out to the side. We're going to come onto all fours. You've got a blanket for your knees. Now is the time to use it. We're going to bring our hands closer towards the front of the mat, giving ourselves some space. And then we're going to sink our heart down towards the mat. We're going to bring the forehead down as well, coming into puppy pose. Feel free to walk your hands forward a little bit more if you would like some more openness in your shoulders. Take a few breaths. I invite you to take deeper, longer breaths, especially if you feel like this pose is intense. If it's really opening the front of your body. You can invite your breath to move away any tension, to invite openness and flexibility into your body. And as long as your breath is fluid, then you will be inviting in your body to be more flexible in this pose and to receive this pose more peacefully. If your breath is short, if you are holding your breath or breathing in your chest or rapidly, then it will be more challenging for you to have openness in this pose. Your next inhale is going to slowly raise your head. We are going to come back to hands and knees and then take the knees wide, toes together. Come down to child's pose with wide legs. You can take your arms in front if you like. You can also bring your hands over your head, finding prayer hands behind the head. Whichever you prefer. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Tabletop position. Taking a moment to stack your joints and spread your fingers. And then you can find some slow motion cat and cow. And if your neck is particularly sensitive today, you can focus on mostly moving the spine below the neck. Sometimes when we do cat and cow, we might tuck our chin a little bit as we're coming through cat. We might lift our chin as we're coming through cow. Whatever your neck needs today, feel free. Last round of your cat and your cow. And then come to a neutral spine. We're going to be moving into a pretty deep twist next. So be extra mindful, especially if you are feeling sore or tight today. We're going to be moving to thread the needle pose. So with your next inhale, we will go ahead. I'm going to scoot over a little bit to give myself some space. We're going to go ahead and lift up the right arm. And then bring behind the left, bring the right shoulder blade down. And you can press your left hand down and then use your exhale to twist a little bit more. You can keep the side of your head down, or if you want to go deeper, you can move the back of your head down onto the floor, just depending on your comfort level here. Very good. Slowly begin to shift to the left. Inhale, come up. And then prepare for opposite side. Breathing in, left arm reaches up. Breathing out, threading left arm underneath. And inhale, slowly move to the right. Press up. If you need a little cat and cow after that, feel free. And guess where we're going next? We're going to our first downward dog of the night. We're going to bring our hands forward just a little bit and then tuck our toes, pressing back to downward dog. We have done some yin, and now we are getting ready for our flow and our hatha. So feel free to find some movement in your downward dog. We've been holding the other poses kind of statically, aside from cat and cow, that is. So feel free to invite some movement. If you want to move your heels up and down, if you want to shift forward and back, or even move your hips left and right, go right ahead. And inhale, begin to look forward, being mindful of the neck, and then use your exhale, step your right foot forward. We're going to bring our left knee down to our mat, bringing the part above the kneecap down, just above the kneecap. And then we're going to come up, finding a low lunge here. And instead of moving our arms up like we usually do in Anjaneyasana, you can either keep your hands at your heart or you can find a shoulder opener. Take your right elbow underneath your left, reaching behind with your hands, kind of like giving yourself a hug. And then you can lift up your chest here. Very, very good job. With your next exhale, you can release your hands down On either side of your right foot, tuck your left toes, lift up your left knee, step back plank, and then move to your belly. We're going to move our hands to our ribs and then breathe into rise up, Bhujangasana. And exhale, slowly float yourself back down. Toes tuck. Inhale, press up, either hands and knees or plank. And exhale, press back, downward dog. With your next exhale, step your left foot forward. Right knee comes down to your mat. Come up to your low lunge. And then you can take your right elbow on top of your left or keep your hands in prayer. And just the action of moving the elbows in front of the body is going to make the back want to tip forward like this. So lift up your chest. You can activate your abdominals here to give yourself a nice stable foundation so your chest can stay lifted. Beautiful job. Breathe out, release your hands down to your mat. Lift up your right knee, and we're going to step back, plank pose. And exhale, flow to the mat, come into the belly. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Pausing here for just a moment. And then exhaling back down. Tucking toes, inhale, pressing up. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to come up onto our toes, place some bend in the knees, and then step up 1 foot at a time, coming all the way up to the front of the mat, spreading the feet about hip width apart. We're going to bring our hands on our shins and inhale, halfway lifting up, straightening out our spine. And then as we fold forward, we're going to bend our knees just a little bit and tilt the hips forward, relaxing the back, relaxing the head, letting the upper body hang. You can cross your arms here. You can also find a gentle sway back and forth if you like, or you can hold this pose and let your back hang and decompress. Inhale. Slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Coming to Tadasana. Bringing the hands in front of the heart. And then with the exhale, we're going to come all the way back down to forward fold. Bend your knees quite a bit here so you can plant your hands down onto your mat or onto your blocks. And we're going to step back with the left foot. Right foot stays in front, right knee over the ankle. Then we're going to plant the left heel down, preparing for warrior one. And when you're ready, you can come up warrior one, and we are going to find our hands in prayer and bring that left hip forward. Really elongate the spine here. Amazing job. As you take your next breath out, we're going to pivot the back foot to be parallel with the back of the mat, and then open the arms out into a T. We're going to find warrior two. You can keep your neck head facing forward, or if your neck is okay today to look forward towards your right hand, then you may do so. And with your next exhale, we're going to move the hands all the way down to frame that right foot. Spin your back toes forward, and then step your left foot up to meet the right. Coming back to inhaling, halfway lifting, and then exhale, come down, forward fold. Bend your knees, hands come down to your mat, and when you're ready, step back with your right foot. Planting the foot down, getting your right toes to face the right corner of your mat, and then lifting up Virabhadrasana 1. Of course, if you want to have your arms raised here, you may. If you are having pain or tightness in your neck or upper back, or if you have high blood pressure, then I recommend keeping them in prayer or keeping them somewhere that's comfortable for your body. Take in an inhale through your nose, prepare for warrior two. And with your exhale, shift. Letting your breath out move you and transition you. If you are wondering what warrior one and warrior two are doing for your back, these poses are just a very good action for your spine. They're extending your spine. They're making your spine pretty long, and they're lifting your heart a little bit as well. All the while strengthening your legs, strengthening your feet. Take another inhale. And exhale, hands come down to the mat, spin your right toes forward, step up to the front. Feet are hip width once again. Inhale, halfway lift up. Exhale, forward fold. And then exhale, knees bend, hands plant. We're going to step back with both feet this time, coming through plank. And then moving to the belly. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, we are going to tuck the toes, come back, downward dog. With your next exhale, we're going to step the right foot forward and then set ourselves up for pigeon. You are also free to do reclining pigeon on your back if you like. If you are doing sleeping pigeon with me, you can move your right knee over towards your right wrist, move your right toes towards your left wrist. Your shin's going to be parallel to the front of your mat. Your right foot is going to stay flexed to protect your right knee here. Take an inhale. We're going to stack the shoulders over the hips. Lift up just a bit. Nice long spine. And with your exhale, you can come down. We will be here for about 2 minutes on each side. If you need to come out at any time, feel free to do so. Feel free to modify this pose however you would like as well. Invite you to stay present with your breath and stay present with this pose. Inhale, begin to lift yourself up. If you'd like to take a little quad stretch and twist, you can bring your left foot in towards you, bending your left knee. Reach behind with your right hand and exhale, twist. You can go ahead and release. Both hands are going to come down in front. We're going to scoot our left leg forward using the toes. And then we're going to step back, coming to downward facing dog. Prepare for the other side. Using your exhale to step your left foot forward, scooting your right leg back, flexing that left foot. If you're on your back in reclining pigeon, you can go ahead and switch your legs. This side will be different, just like when we did our Gavardasana arms. So feel free to adjust however you need to so that the left side is a balance between effort and ease, just like the right side. Take an inhale, stack your shoulders over your hips. Exhale, come down, sleeping pigeon. Taking some deep breaths to refocus yourself and adjust into the left side, into the left hip, into this pose. I usually like to do either pigeon pose or some other kind of hip opener or glute release when we are working on the back. Sometimes when we have lower back pain, it's not actually coming from our lower back. It could be because our glutes are tight, our piriformis is tight, our psoas is tight, any number of muscles that are actually below the back could be what's causing the lower back pain, the lower back stiffness. So if you are someone who regularly has lower back issues, I would highly recommend bringing some hip openers into your routine, as well as some forward folds and some child's poses. And if you are lifted up just a little bit more on the side and you feel like your body's starting to open and inviting you to come down and relax down deeper, then feel free to move deeper. As you inhale, begin to lift your body back up, tucking at your right toes, pushing your right knee forward, and then come back to our last downward facing dog of the evening. And then inhale, shift yourself forward to plank, lower down to your belly. Instead of going into cobra, we're going to lift the chest up just enough to move the elbows beneath the shoulders, finding Sphinx pose. And normally in this pose, what we do is we bring our chest forward and we lift our gaze. Again, if you're working with a sore neck, then feel free to keep your head at a neutral location. We are going to exhale, move back down to the mat. And inhale, press up, hands and knees. You can move your legs to the side, bring them around front, and now is when we will need our blocks, our bolster, or our cushion. We are going to set up for fish pose. We are going to take one block, and this block is going to be vertical. I like mine on its lower height like this. This one's going to go right in between the shoulder blades, and the other block's going to be horizontal, same height, and that will be support for the head. If you are using a cushion or a bolster, the main thing that you want here is that your chest is elevated, your shoulders are dropped, and your head is supported. So however you want to set up your bolster or cushion, feel free. As you come down onto your first block, it'll be right up the spine between the shoulder blades. And feel free to adjust as need be. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together, opening the knees wide for Baddha Konasana. Take a few deep and relaxing breaths. Take about 3 more mindful breaths here. And then slowly, begin to lift your head up. Bring your knees together, press your body up. You can move your blocks and then make your way down onto your back. Bringing the knees in towards the chest. Maybe finding a rock back and forth. If you haven't already, you may bring yourself to stillness and release your legs, making yourself comfortable for Shavasana. Take a moment to fully relax your body. Inviting in some longer and deeper breaths into your belly. Inviting in rest. Inviting in a gentle awareness of your breath. Inhale slowly and deeply. And exhale to slowly let it go. Taking in another slow, deep breath in. And exhale, releasing. You may begin to find some movement, moving your toes, moving your fingers, rolling the wrists, rolling the ankles. And slowly you may plant your feet down and make your way onto your right side. You may gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Once more, extending the back, allowing the eyes to rest and be closed. Hands can be face down on your lap. We'll take a few moments of mindful silence, focusing inward, focusing on the breath. Take a deep inhale. Let it go. You can begin to move your toes once again. Move your fingers, tapping the fingers on the lap. Coming back to the present moment. Let's bring our hands together in front of our hearts, remembering our intentions for our practice. Sending our gratitude towards our intentions, our gratitude towards the practice and the discipline of yoga. Feel free to carry your intention for as long as it serves you. Thank you all so very much for joining me this evening. I hope you have a beautiful night. Sat Nam. And I will see you all on Thursday. Have a good night.